Welcome to the Basketball Sessions podcast. This is episode 6, and we are back after a long hiatus, a long break, and a lot of things happened while we were on a break. The FIBA Basketball World Cup happened here in Manila. The Asian Games also finished, and congratulations to Gilas Pilipinas for winning the gold medal in that tournament. And now basketball season is also back. So we do have a ton of hoop stuff to cover. So sit back, relax, take a listen. Basketball is back in session. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Basketball Sessions podcast brought to you by the KDE Network. My name is Klein. I'm your host, and as always, I'd like to start by thanking everyone who supports and have subscribed to the pod. Now, if you haven't, please subscribe to the YouTube channel or to our YouTube channel. Once you get to the page, just hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to get notified when we have a new episode. And please like and share our Facebook page. That's www.facebook.com/basketball sessions pod. YouTube channel is just go to YouTube and search for Basketball Sessions Podcast, and then you can subscribe there. Now, the podcast is also available on Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. You can follow and share the show to all of your friends as well. Now, I've missed out on a lot of basketball things that happened in the previous or in the last couple of months. Now, the NBA has already started, as well as Philippine basketball, the PBA, is also ongoing. And then the Philippine College Hoops also is actually almost done. Both of the tournaments, the UAAP and the NCAA, both are on their finals games already. The UAAP playing their last game actually tonight as of recording or as of posting. It must have been, or it might be over already, or it might have finished, but as of recording, we still haven't know, or I'm not sure yet on who won that. And then, of course, the NCAA as well is also scheduled to end or to finish their tournament next week as well. But in this particular episode, though, let me talk about the NBA in-season tournament. Now, this year, the NBA has introduced that in-season tournament, or the IST for some of us sickos who follow basketball. That's what we call it. That particular tournament, apparently the league has been thinking of adding in an in-season tournament for about 16 years, based from my research. They've been talking about it, and they're trying to add a little spice, or add something to the regular season tournament or the regular season of the NBA, especially the beginning, or especially at the start of the season, because when the NBA, or when the NBA season starts, opening night is a big night for the NBA. They get a lot of viewers, a lot of TV viewers or TV share on that, but then most likely it tapers down after the opening night. That's probably why they wanted to add this in-season tournament. And this year, finally, Commissioner Adam Silver and the league officials have decided on including it in the regular season. And let me explain a bit the NBA in-season tournament. This particular tournament actually starts in November. It started in November 3rd. And it is consisting of, well, it's going to run from November to December, actually. And that particular period is the one that the NBA wants to improve on the ratings, TV ratings, actually. And that's why they're doing this, because it adds a little bit of spice. The NBA regular season, when it goes through that phase, or at the start of the season, nobody really cares about the games on that. It's especially for the players. They just try to use that, or that start of the season, to try to gauge, and that's the part where teams are trying out new stuff, because it's still the start of the season, so they can still do that and make some adjustments. Now, in adding that in-season tournament, the NBA added a little bit of a spice and a little bit of motivation for players to play the whole game and the whole tournament. And that's what have been talked about recently with the NBA as well. At the beginning of the season, they added in typically a rule in the NBA where superstars that usually rest up cannot do that on a back-to-back basis. So this NBA in-season tournament also adds a little bit of an incentive for those players to play. And again, the tournament consists of two stages now: the group play and the knockout stage part, or the knockout tournament part. And the group play consists of 3 groups of 5 teams per conference. So a total of 6 groups are going to be divided, and each team plays 4 designated regular season games within their group, of course, 2 at home and 2 on the road. And this group stage games, or group play, will count towards their group stage standings. And then the winners of each group, along with one wild card second place team, or the best second place team from each conference, will then advance to that knockout rounds. And the final 2 rounds of the knockout stage are played, or going to be played, at the neutral site, which is Las Vegas. And of course, the winning team will get or receive that NBA Cup, which will be, of course, the trophy for, or the championship trophy. I'm sorry about that. Trophy for this particular tournament. Of course, with the exception of the championship games, all of these games in the tournament will also be counted as a regular season game, or part of that 82 games that these teams are going to be playing, or that they play each season. So it's not going to be an additional game for each team. It's basically, they just integrated the tournament within the season. Essentially, yeah, that's why it's called in-season tournament. And then, of course, after the tournament, the winning team receives that NBA Cup, of course, and the league will also be awarding an in-season tournament Most Valuable Player Award, and then championship medals, and they also have an all-tournament team. Now, the team those will be based only on those group games and on the knockout rounds, of course. Now, the in-season tournament basically also gives out incentives. Now, this also not just for the superstars, but for those infringe players, is what we call it, the two-way contract players, the guys that are left on the 13th, 14th, and 15th bench count for each team, because and the guys on the bench, of course, essentially the ones that don't really have that big of a contract, because cash prizes for the in-season tournament, and this is for each player, of course, will be given out, but these will only be giving out, or given out, $500,000 for the winning team or the champion team, and it's 500,000 each player, of course, and then $200,000 for the second place team or the first place team, whichever you call it. The one that loses in the finals will get 200,000 each for each player, and then the third team or the third and fourth place team would actually be getting $100,000 each for their players. Those are the guys that reach the semifinals, and then quarterfinalists would be receiving $50,000 each for advancing to the knockout round. So yeah, basically it's a big boost to those players that don't earn much or don't have the superstar contracts, is what we call them. So basically that gives them incentive as well to play hard, especially in the games in November. This is a big marketing tool for the NBA because, they've been competing. Basketball is just the third most popular sport in the States or in the USA. And the NFL essentially owns the spot in November, or it owns the schedule in November and December. And that's what the NBA has been competing with because their season coincides with each other. And that's why the NBA really wants to get those TV ratings over to them instead of the NFL, which is, of course, the number one sport in the States or in the USA. And that's why they're adding a little bit of spice to their regular season games in November and December. And then, to distinguish the in-season tournament from other regular season games, the home teams will wear their city edition uniforms, and games are played in specially designed basketball courts also. So, and these tournament games are being played every Tuesdays and Fridays for games in the NBA. So in the Philippines, that's Wednesday and Saturdays, basically, if you're watching the games live. And the cohorts, I've seen some. It's a mixed reaction to from the players and the officials and the people as well. They do have mixed reactions to the courts because these courts are essentially painted courts to which uniform or to the colors of the uniforms of the teams that are playing. That's the color of the courts that are designed. It's painted, and then they have the logo of the NBA Cup in the middle of the court, in the center court, and as well as, and the strip runs from end to end on the free throw line. So I know you guys have seen it. Tell me what you feel about it in the comment section. On your reaction to these courts. I sometimes, there are courts that I like. I'm more of a neutral type of guy. I still want to see the court, and sometimes when you view it on the screen, which whenever you watch TV, some of these courts really are not that eye friendly. Colors are too bright, especially the red courts. No Dunks have talked about it. It's up and down with regards to the reaction to the courts or to these special courts. Now, some players as well have reacted to them, and some of them don't really like these courts. Some of them they say that it's pretty slippery, and some got injured with these courts. I've seen some Tyrese Halliburton slipping on the court. Jaylen Brown and Luka Doncic reacted to it. Mark Cuban even commented on this type, but again, these courts are a great addition to the marketing side of the NBA, just to determine that the games that are being played is part of that in-season tournament. Now, uh, just an update on this because today is a tournament day as of recording, and this is the end of the quarterfinals, which games that were played today for the East. The Bucks won over the New York Knicks to advance to the semifinals. Now they'll be facing the Indiana Pacers, who upset the Boston Celtics last Friday or Saturday in Manila when they faced each other for that other quarterfinal game that was played. And then for the Western Conference side, the last Friday, the Pelicans defeated the Kings to advance to the semifinals. And they'll be facing the Los Angeles Lakers, who won today against the Phoenix Suns, to advance in a pretty much controversial part there at the end of the game, where a call was made specifically in favor. It went in the favor of, or that break one went in the favor of the Lakers. So not sure if that's going to be overturned or if it's going to be news, because it's the Lakers. A lot of people are big fans of the LA Lakers, and the conspiracy theory about it is that the league favors the LA Lakers. That's for another episode. I know a lot of people are going to talk about that, or they're going to contend on that. But anyways, going back to the NBA in-season tournament, the semifinals, again, the semifinals and the championship game will be played in Las Vegas. And the semifinals are going to be played this coming Thursday. That's December 7th. So that's Friday here in Manila. And then the championship game will be played on Saturday, December 9th. That's a Sunday in Manila, if you're going to be watching live. So who do you have? Who do you think will win the first or the inaugural NBA in-season tournament? We got the East Bucks, the Bucks and the Pacers. Indiana being very much of the underdog there, because of course the Bucks have Giannis and Dame along in their team. So for me, I'll go with the Pacers, as most of us Filipinos want to go with the underdog team. So, and I like the pace, or I like how the Pacers play. They're the young team. They play fast, and they live and die mostly with the three as well. So if it goes their way, again, this is knockout stage or knockout rounds. So one game, if their shooting goes well, if everything goes well with the Pacers, just like what happened with their game with the Celtics, of course they can win that. But that's going to be a tall order when you're facing Giannis Antetokounmpo plus a Damian Lillard for the Milwaukee Bucks as well. Now on the Western side, we got the Pelicans and the Lakers, and that's going to be tough for the Pelicans, because if LeBron James plays the way he played tonight or today with their game against the Suns, and if Anthony Davis also plays the same way and consistently plays, then it's going to be difficult for the Pelicans as well. It has to be with Zion Williamson. He has to play great, or he has to play his best for them to win against the Los Angeles Lakers. Give me your thoughts. Comment down below on the comment section. and we'll see who will win the NBA in-season tournament. And of course, just to give you an update with that, we'll be back on our next episode. Pretty much that's it for this session. It's just with the in-season tournament. I just explained it a bit, and we're going to be back with a lot more news coming up. As I said, we have a ton of basketball news to cover as the season or basketball season is back. A lot of tournaments, a lot of leagues are back. So we'll stick around for that. We'll try to find out. And of course, most likely we'll get an update on the Philippine college basketball scene, as well as most likely the next episode will be posting those two tournaments have finished. So that's it for today's session. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, the Basketball Sessions Podcast. Like the page. And thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Lord God. Thank you, everyone. Peace.